and welcome. If you're new here, my name is Claudia, and today we're going to make a super easy, quick weeknight recipe of peas with poached eggs. Ervilhas com ovos escalfados. This recipe comes together within 20 to 30 minutes. It's really delicious and nutritious and packed with protein. So let's get into it. So for this recipe, you will need frozen peas. I find that frozen peas works better in this dish than fresh peas. We're going to need some chouriço. I'm also using a bit of back bacon, smoked back bacon, to give it some flavor. We need 2 tomatoes, 2 ripe tomatoes, and tomato paste, eggs. I usually do 1 or 2 eggs per person. Of course, the Portuguese trio that's mostly present in every Portuguese recipe, which is onion, bay leaves, and garlic, of course. Garlic, measure with your heart. Some people like more garlic, others like less garlic, so that's totally up to you. We also need some olive oil, and of course wine, white wine, and always use good quality wine when you're cooking because it reflects in the taste of your dish. Next, we need chicken stock. I know most people use water. I like using chicken stock just because it adds more flavor to this very simple dish. Okay, so first we need to slice up our chouriço, and first we gotta remove the skin off the chouriço as always. So let's do that. I usually like to use a little small knife and just help it along. Sometimes it can be stubborn to get it off. Gotta put my glasses on for this. You know, sometimes the skin comes off really easy, and then other times not so much. And we're mostly taking off the skin so it doesn't, bother us while we're eating it. And also the chouriço will fall apart of it. Okay, so now we will slice it up. Next, let's slice our back bacon and just to little strips. We want to dice up our tomato. Finely dice the tomato. So we want to finely dice our onion. Did I just call this a tomato? Next, we're going to dice up our tomatoes. I don't usually remove the skin, and I just like to dice it up into small chunks so it breaks apart quickly. You could also use canned tomatoes, like a small can of diced tomatoes. That would also work, but because it's tomato season and they are pretty ripe, I'm going to use fresh tomatoes. There we have it. I'm just cleaning off my board. And I'm going to dice up the garlic as well. Give it a quick smash and dice them up. So our ingredients are all prepped. Now let's put it all together. I have to show you, my parents just came back from Portugal and brought me this one. This one they got me last year when they came back. And this is from Cousin Beth. She brought me this one. And my mom, hold on, I gotta show you. I asked my mom to bring me back a new tea towel, and this is the one she brought me. How cute is that? Very cute. Love it. Okay, so let's put it all together. So we're going to use a large pan to make this dish, and in it we're gonna cover the bottom of the pan with olive oil. So I would say maybe 3 tablespoons should be enough, and we're gonna heat that up. Okay, the olive oil is hot. We're gonna add in our onions. And let that go for 3 to 5 minutes. So after 3 minutes, we can add in the bacon and the chorizo and let that go for 3 minutes. So now that the bacon is getting crispy and so is the chorizo, we can add in the bay leaves and the garlic and saute for 30 seconds. Now we're adding the white wine. We want to cook it until the alcohol has evaporated, and you can tell by if you can't smell the alcohol anymore, then you know it's evaporated. So this should only take a few minutes. And now we can add in our diced tomatoes and the 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So now we're going to cook it for maybe 5 minutes. Cover and cook it for 5 minutes just for the tomato to start breaking down. So it has been about 5 minutes, and as you can tell, the tomatoes were really ripe and have broken down really nicely. So at this point, we're ready to add in our peas, our frozen peas. And spread them out a bit. And now what we do is we add enough water just to cover the peas. And I'm using chicken stock. Might need a bit more. And I like using, if I'm using chicken stock or water, I like it to be hot so it doesn't cool down the cooking process. So if you were to add just cold water, it would cool down the whole dish and then it takes longer to come up to boiling. So now we're gonna simmer them for about 4 to 5 minutes, and after that we're gonna add in the eggs. So while we wait for our peas to cook, it's also a good time to taste and see if we need to add more salt and pepper. And the peas, it's important to note that they take about 8 minutes to cook, and you don't want to overcook your peas or else they can get mushy. So adjust according to how you like your eggs. A runny egg would be between 4 and 5 minutes, and then cooked eggs would be 7 minutes. So just take that into consideration. So I'm gonna taste our peas and make sure that it doesn't need any salt and pepper. Okay, the time is up and it is now time to add our eggs in. And as always, we want to break our eggs in a bowl first and then add in. And you're gonna use as many eggs as per person. And if you want more, then just add in more. As far as the cooking time for the eggs, it depends on how you like them. Usually do 4 minutes for them to be runny, and then 6 to 7 minutes for them to be fully set. And it's also important that you don't overcook your peas because then they become mushy. So just take that into consideration of the time that you want to add in your eggs, because your peas should not take longer than 8 minutes to cook. Okay, so now we're going to set a timer for 5 minutes for the eggs. Okay, Okay, that is it. Time is up and dinner is ready to be served. As you can tell, it was a very easy dish to put together. Once you prep all your ingredients, it comes together very quickly, and the cooking time wouldn't be more than 15 minutes. And here we have it. Peas with poached eggs. Shashuka, move aside. There's a new girl in town. So now it's time to serve. So you would serve this with a side salad and maybe a piece of bread to soak up the juices. Now it is time to taste our quick and easy peas and poached eggs. Delicious. It's the perfect weeknight meal when you don't know what you can make for dinner. If you have the chouriço, like a frozen chouriço, usually that's what I do. Like, I usually only use half of a chouriço. The other half I freeze. I always have frozen peas. And if you have canned tomatoes and you always have eggs at home, this comes together really quick and easy, and there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you make it, and see you again soon. Thanks for watching.